So welcome to our reaction to the Sony Showcase 2021 presentation. Now the funny thing is, Rob was over hanging out. Yep. We didn't even know it was the Showcase thing until about an hour ago. We're like, oh, should we watch this? And
I wanted to see it. I kind of wanted to check it out.
For sure. So we sat down and we made some jokes going, hopefully they're not announcing like a PS5 Slim or some ridiculous, like get the PS5s out to more people out there. I know there's a chip shortage out there, but let's try to put our best foot forward to try to get more PS5s into people's hands. That's the big one here.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God.
It's great that you want to make lots of games for it, but maybe actually put out some consoles for people to play them on?
That's kind of it. So that's why we were like, but we sat down and we watched it, and we're just going to go through some of the games that really
spoke to us
and had an impact on us and actually meant something to us. And so it starts off, and it's kind of like this a bit of a Star Warsy thing going on.
Yeah, because it said, Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, okay.
And I slammed, I said, Knights of the Old Republic remake.
And I laughed and said, yeah. Of course, that'd be funny.
And then all of a sudden, Knights of the Republic remake.
And wow.
That is something that excites me and gives me shivers. And it's amazing because it was originally on the Xbox. It was an Xbox exclusive back in the day. And I borrowed my friend's Xbox and bought a copy of the game to experience it. And did you ever play it?
I watched Tamara play through it. So my wife played through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was early BioWare.
Yeah.
I mean, this was before Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Yeah.
They had this. So it's that very similar game architecture. And it's such a great game.
It captured the atmosphere of Star Wars from
perfectly.
Back then. We didn't ever think we'd get any more Star Wars or anything like that. So it was a perfect game for that. It was that next Star Wars movie, and it was so many twists and turns. Anyways,
such a great game with so much character and charm.
Yeah,
so that was
real
incredible
atmosphere
to see.
That was really incredible to see. And then what was the next thing? It was the Eve.
Oh, that Project Eve trailer just wow. Okay. We went in. I did not expect much going into this. I wasn't sure what would be announced.
Yeah.
And I don't often know these things are coming up, so I very rarely see them.
He doesn't watch these things.
No, I don't. I see them way after when I suddenly see on my Facebook feed that, so-and-so's posted this trailer from the thing today, and I'm going, how did I miss out?
I know. I had to give him the PlayStation shirt. It's a little big for me, but it fits Rob. I'm like, you gotta wear it. Every time I wore this, people were like, you Sony fanboy. But if I wear a Mario shirt, it's all okay, or a Kojima shirt, it's okay. I mean, geez. I bought the shirt because I thought it was pretty good years ago.
I love
and then
this.
Then I lost too much weight and I lost it, but it works for you. You can have it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you can have it. I'm not going to wear it anymore.
The chubby bunny scores again.
It's good, but so we didn't know. You didn't know what to expect or anything like that.
Not at all. And then so the Knights of the Old Republic thing was short and sweet and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was just it just looked gorgeous, and right away you were like, that's Darth Revan. And I was like, is it? Yep.
Yeah. Right.
And then the Project Eve trailer started, and right away, you were the first one to say, this looks like it was made by Platinum Games.
I thought at first it was a Bayonetta style of game, and I thought it was Platinum. I said, this is Platinum. I was saying the whole way, it's Platinum, it's Platinum.
It's not.
It's not Platinum.
But I will say this, they have that spirit is in there.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks so cool.
It looks good.
The creature designs were unbelievable, very original.
Very imaginative.
The character is, there's a bit of fan service to it, which I gotta be honest,
hey, it's fine with me.
I like looking at an attractive young lady while I play.
Yeah, not a bad thing.
The combat looks like it's pretty fluid.
Yeah.
It's an initial look, but it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, we were taken back by that game. That was the first kind of original game we saw in this whole thing that was shot by. The one thing I just want to say before we keep on going, I thought there was going to be a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 shown. I just had some weird gut feeling. I'm like, that's going to be the big game.
Yeah.
And it never came. And so that's just a wish thing on my part, type of thing. What did you guys think of the conference? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy these games? I mean,
which ones really jumped out to you? Let us know.
We have a little thing here. Borderlands 2, Time D&D.
Yeah, Tiny Tina. Tinytinas Wonderland.
I had no idea. So I just want to say that I had no idea about Tiny Tina. I even read it wrong because I didn't know much about this.
So I've played a bit of the Borderlands games, not all the way through any of them, but I've played a few of them, and I've talked to a lot of my friends who love them. And Tiny Tina is this really crazy, fun character in that game. And so there were jokes about, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might be, some of the dialogue from previous games, she referenced D&D.
Okay.
And so it became a bit of a joke in the gaming community and stuff. And now this is basically Tiny Tina's D&D campaign, but you now are playing as the player characters of the people at the table
Right.
in that D&D world that Tiny Tina created.
Yes, it was a Dungeons & Dragons style world, but you have guns.
But you have guns, yes.
I must admit, I'm not the biggest Borderlands guy. I don't mind it, actually. I think it's really kind of cool, but never really gone into it. That's just when I was like, I could kind of see myself playing it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the number
D&D
of references that we're going to get for the D&D thing alone are going to be worth it.
Oh, my God,
So it actually, the graphics look good. It's a very unique, very much their art style that they had there, and it looked great.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see
Yeah,
it.
that was an interesting one. I'm glad Rob was there to fill me in on all that backstory because I didn't know.
Right away, I was like, oh, this is Tiny Tina.
Yeah, and I was like, who's Tiny Tina?
Oh, no, dude, Tiny Tina's going to be great.
Yeah, so, and then Square Enix showed, what's the name of this game?
Forspoken.
I think it looks interesting. It's a very interesting world.
The world looks so lush.
Yeah, it looks really kind of nice and all of that.
The actual player character animation almost looked a little less high quality than the world around it.
Right.
I noticed that, like, it looked a little rough, but it is a game in progress.
Yeah, game in
but
progress.
The world is, so big and lush.
Yeah.
Fantasy-esque.
I love that stuff so much.
It looks like you can run to the horizon and back if you want. Just, it's so...
Yeah, the big dragon shows up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was very, very interesting. Rainbow Six with aliens.
Sure.
Me and Rob were talking about it while we were watching it. We're like, we've never been into Rainbow Six.
No.
Ever.
No, it's not. I mean, squad-based military tactics, shooters, FPSs... Not my niche. Not my genre.
Either.
I've never really been a big
We've
fan.
never, since we've hung out for like 25 plus years,
Yes.
ever played a game like that.
No, it's interesting, but that's not been our thing. And for me, what was weird was I always thought Rainbow Six was supposed to be the very like ultra realistic Black Ops military team kind of game.
You're set in
and all
a
of a sudden
normal
there's these
world.
like, aliens and weird technology showing up on the screen. I kind of went, that's Rainbow Six?
That happens to every shooter. In every shooter, the zombies come in and then the aliens come in. That's always what happens. And we don't even play them when we see all of that.
It's in the contract somewhere.
Somewhere. And then Alan Wake.
Alan Wake?
Yeah, the remaster.
The remastered version.
This is another weird thing. I have some people I know that love the game.
Same.
I started to play. We were talking.
Yes.
We never talked about it. We both only played a few hours in.
Yeah.
We never even talked about it with each other.
No,
and it was just like, I just lost a little bit of interest.
Yeah, it was kind of... It was a slow burn.
Yeah.
And it never really had a hook that really pulled me.
Do you know what it is? I think we were trying to expect some Silent Hill out of there or something.
I was expecting more Silent Hill-y, Resident Evil-y feelings, and I didn't get them.
Yeah, and it's more of an exploration thing, investigation thing, and
to be honest,
I kind of would like to go back.
Having to use the flashlight to weaken the enemies to the point where you can then hurt them, to me that just feels like survival horror with extra steps.
Oh, well.
That I don't need.
Yeah.
You know,
I kind of want to give the game a second chance because I don't feel I didn't give it enough of a chance. I think there's a lot. You know why? Because there was a lot of stuff going on when Alan Wake came on. I remember that. I bought it on the Xbox 360, and I remember going, okay, I bought it brand new day one. Yeah. And then I put it down and never went back. You know how that happens.
Oh
my God, yes. That happens all the time.
I never do that.
Never. And
I'm too good for that.
Oh, and speaking of something that's happening again, Grand Theft Auto 5 is happening again on the PS5. Man, hey, listen, I know Rob was going, what? They keep bringing out this game? But they're making so much money off it, you can't blame them.
Guys, like, it's... Make something new!
Well, no, we want the next Grand Theft Auto, right?
Look, between those guys and Bethesda, like, how many more versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Skyrim do we need?
Yeah, there's another version of Skyrim coming out. What are you talking about?
Like, I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to find a way to put Skyrim on my toilet.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I'll be able to sit on my toilet and play Skyrim.
Yeah, like, for sure.
Enough.
Everything will be Skyrim. Everything will be Skyrim. Put on my Skyrim shirt and...
Hey, look, it's the PlayStation 872, and today we're announcing Skyrim with even better 57,000K graphics.
Oh, my God.
One new character.
Yeah, so they announced that there's going to be an update, a remastering of that again. And I here's the thing, I'm going to defend them only because they're making money, and I know that they're working on Grand Theft Auto 6 behind the scenes. Of course they are. Just like they're working on the next Elder Scrolls game for Bethesda. They're working on this stuff. It takes a very long time, it seems.
It came out on the PS3.
I know. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Okay, that was a bit of an oddball. I swear I've seen a trailer for that once before. A long time ago.
They have shown it before, I believe, as well. And it's interesting. Tokyo, I don't know, Ghosts and Ghouls.
I don't know if it's like a...
I don't know what
a virtual world, an alternate reality, a spiritual invasion, or...
I don't know.
I'm not sure what's going on there, which I like. Honestly,
Yeah.
I love when they don't give away the entire story in the trailer. It's good.
It's a weird... But this is a weird game, and do you know why? Is it one of those games that you're like, I've got to go to the game store and buy it? Not particularly.
No, but at the same time, my
It's
curiosity
intriguing.
meter is peaking just into the I do want to play it.
Yeah.
It's not a day one purchase.
Do you know the problem is? The problem is nowadays there's so many big games
aren't there?
that there's some great games like that they're shown like this that you're like you can't get every single game.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'll take the big game and I'd like to play that, but and then a lot of those games get lost because of that, unfortunately. And they sometimes find the cult following, which they need to. But this might become a cult following game. And another game, me and Rob we Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been announced from almost every machine. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, the movies.
I love the movies
so much.
I absolutely do. And no, I didn't read the comics first. I know I'm one of those. And
I didn't read the
comic
comics
fans are, normally don't like folks that only know it from the movies.
Well,
but okay, so you've got the movies and you've got this amazing cast.
Yeah, well,
and then they
you can't
they make
go.
the games, but the characters look nothing like, and they don't get them to voice act. You can't say they can't. There have been games that have gotten the actors to do voices.
Some, but I think there's a whole licensing thing. You have to pay the actors to be in it. It's a lot of money.
That's true.
And then you remember one
So,
thing. You'd have to motion capture all those guys too.
Yeah.
It would be so. This nope. We'll just get some other actors.
It's such a shame that a company like Marvel can't afford to do that because they make so little money.
No, I know it was just Disney. I mean, for sure, can't they work together with the companies and
they can buy every other entertainment company on the planet, but they can't afford to pay the actors to be in a video game. That's
well, it'd be Square Enix paying for that, which is I know.
And they don't make any money either. So
that's
terrible.
I wonder how that kind of game it's going to find an audience. Do you think?
Such a jerk.
Why? Why would you say?
Just because I'm being this way, I'm like, oh yeah, they don't have any money. They can't afford that. No. They're rich as shit, but no, they can't afford it.
But do you think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a big game?
I think it has the potential. I think that the fandom for the series is big enough, and I think that if they've treated it with the right respect, it looked like in the trailer the characters are very much in character.
Yeah.
For me, I just get awkward about because my brain is trying to grok the difference between Chris Pratt and whoever they have playing Star-Lord in the game, and it weirds me out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm just
okay. Did Vampire the Masquerade weird you out? The game.
It gave me a couple of twinges of nostalgia because and this is something that not a lot of people might know.
I know this.
I actually was part of the very first LARP group for Vampire the Masquerade in Vancouver, BC.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I LARPed.
How old were you?
Oh,
18?
God. 18, 17?
Yeah, that's kind of the awkward
So, I also played the tabletop version a bit as well, and I enjoyed it. And actually, my brother recently gave me all of the original resource books.
No, it's kind of nostalgic.
All of them, including the Vancouver, BC module.
So will you be buying the game and reliving it in reality again?
No!
Is it over for all that stuff?
Oh, look, Vampire the Masquerade. I wouldn't mind doing another tabletop session someday with some friends.
That's cool.
I could DM one of those. That could be fun.
Yeah.
But honestly, the video game, it's got a lot of lore, a lot of background. Sure, it's just not my thing for a video game.
Is it weird because maybe it's such a tabletop LARPy thing?
Maybe for me, that's
even
what
I
it is.
kind of think that, and so they're like, yeah, we're gonna make a game out of it.
Between LARP and tabletop, for me, I actually prefer the tabletop on that particular game for sure.
We're just gonna go through a couple of these. We're not gonna go through every game. We'll hit Nathan Drake Uncharted remaster. And you said something you haven't even played any.
I've never played a Nathan Drake game, an Uncharted game in my life.
I played all of them. You need to play them. You have to try those out.
I don't mind playing Tomb Raider with a dude.
Yeah, it is Tomb Raider with a dude.
And to be honest, I know the character was heavily based on Nathan Fillion when they originally designed him, who I love as an actor and his characters. Yeah. So you know what? This might be the perfect chance for me to actually get a foot in the door on the series.
I recommend it. There's so much amazing stuff in these games, like discovering treasure and all that just reminds you of Indiana Jones. But my God, you get to certain levels. This is what I always laugh about in the game. You get to certain levels, and there's like 1,000 clockwork pieces the size of mountains, and you're like, who made this stuff? And you have to work your way up, and you're swinging like a monkey off every single thing to get up to the top, and and you're like, I always say in those games, who made this stuff?
There was like this army of artisans, this guy who was just like, no, it must be bigger.
Yeah, bigger.
The gear must be bigger than a house, bigger.
Yeah, and I just always laughed at that aspect because it's so over the top, and everything's a big puzzle that you have to jump across, and it's like, who made this stuff? It's like one of those. Okay, Insomniac. Wow, Wolverine. Then this showed obviously Logan sitting there and goes. Shh,
you see the bloody knuckles. There's a bar full of people that are all beat up and knocked out. One guy comes in the door.
Yeah.
Starts sneaking up behind me, see the claws, and that's it. That's all the trailer is.
I know.
Now, depending upon how they treat, if this is like an action hack and slash type game, and you're Wolverine,
whoa,
I'm in.
I'm definitely in.
Shut up and take my money. I'm down.
I'm down with that.
That I like.
And I personally, we got to say that we're not big superhero gaming guys. We're not playing like a Guardians of the Galaxy. Nope, probably not.
Probably not.
But my God, Wolverine, I love that character so much. And the hack and slash. And oh my, that could be really cool. Even a hack and slash RPG. My God.
I could do it.
That could be really, really good. And they also showed Spider-Man 2.
Oh my goodness. Now,
oh my goodness.
Play the first one.
This guy.
I know.
You should go back and play the first game.
I gotta get
it. Play Miles Morales. Those are really good games.
I've been told by everyone they're spectacular and sandboxy and fun and awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta play
it. It honestly captures that feeling of Spider-Man swinging through the city, jumping down, beating up thugs, and then keeping on going with a story. It is fun. It's like living the comic book.
Yeah. Okay. And then the fact that they introduced Venom in there.
That's awesome.
Like, come on, Venom, man.
That is awesome.
Who doesn't love Venom?
I know. And I'm looking here. Gran Turismo 7. Yeah. We were talking about we're a bit of Forza guys now.
If I wanted to screw around building a car, I'd get out my toolbox.
Oh, you're being too negative now. Gran Turismo is a classic series of all time for the PlayStation.
I'm not good at sim games like
I'm
that,
not
though.
either. And let me tell you something. I haven't spent a lot of time playing Gran Turismo. I had the same kind of feeling. I picked up Forza and I'm like, I can really just... It's the arcadey kind of style of gameplay.
Yeah.
I got with, I enjoyed.
My driving gaming peaked with Burnout Paradise.
Oh, interesting.
And that's it. I'm there. Me and my youngest. He loves watching cars crash and stuff. So we play that together.
I think Gran Turismo is going to bring a whole bunch more people in, car enthusiasts, and who normally don't play a game. And hey, buying the wheels.
That's the thing. I speak from my own position of interest. Yeah. I know that this game is huge for people who love that stuff because you can, everything down to the suspension and engine parts. I mean, that's absolutely. And for guys that are into that technical stuff, beautiful. And it looks like they've done this to the nines.
So we get to the last big game that we're going to talk about. I'm not going to let you take it because I am a fan of this game, but Rob is an ultra fan now.
Okay, so when God of War on the PS4 launched, you invited me over to come and check it out.
Yeah.
And I sat down with the controller, and my first impressions, because I've played some of the older God of War games, they were good. I liked them. I liked them a lot.
Yeah.
That game did something. It hit something in me, in my soul, and in my mind. It set my gaming enthusiasm on fire again.
Yeah.
And I went home, and after my accident, and I had so much time, I played that game to death. I had a 7-hour marathon gaming session. I played from the time my kids went to bed to the time they woke up the next morning. I was still on that couch doing one Valkyrie boss fight, the one that's in the lava fire realm, okay?
Yeah.
But I finally finished it. But I did all the Valkyrie fights. I tried to find all the treasures. I played that game to death. This trailer came on.
Yeah, you should have seen him.
I just, my jaw hit my chest, my eyes popped out of the front of my head, and I sat there the whole time just... my hand, I was literally like this the whole time because it looks, the scope, the world is so much bigger. The graphics, the combat.
I loved how it's a continuation on with these characters.
Oh,
see the young boy growing up. And just
so cool.
And I'm just saying the PS5 graphics. I was like, oh my God. When they got the dock to the town, I'm like, oh my God.
I couldn't believe it. And all of the characters that they're bringing back.
Yeah.
And looks like there's some new folks to interact with. It looks so seamless. It looked beautiful. I love the dynamic of father and son. Yeah. That game's story, because I've got 2 boys of my own, and they are getting into the tween age now.
Yeah.
That story hit me in such an emotional way.
Yeah.
There were times when I was just crying my eyes out while I played it over just how... how he wants to be a good dad, but he has to be this strong. And stoic warrior to teach his son those ways so he won't get crushed by the realities of the world, but at the same time he's a loving father.
He's trying to be tender at the same time. I mean, it's really amazing.
This game looks like it brings it even further because he's hitting that teenage kind of rebellious phase. He has such a strong drive like his father, but they're at odds at times.
In the teenage phase now, eh? You're right. You summed it up best.
Because then you hit that rebellious phase too, where you're like, I'm going to piss my parents off because I can.
And it's almost like he's going to. And
he's going to poke and poke, and you know eventually he's going to get a smack back.
Yeah, or he's going to really prove himself. I think it'll be something to do with that.
Seeing him come in with that deer over his shoulders that he had hunted, and
cool.
put it down right at the beginning of the trailer, there was like a little tear. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
He's become the hunter. He has become a warrior.
It's amazing how, honestly, they've reinvented God of War. From what it was to what it is now, it went from an amazing action game with an interesting story to a heartfelt action game with a powerful story.
It has
elevated it.
Deep lore, it draws so heavily on actual Nordic folklore.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'm looking forward to like the God of War far in the future, like 20 years in the future, where the roles are reversed. He's bringing along the old man. He's like, "Hurry up, old man!" Slapping him on the head. He's like,
and he's using the friggin' the Leviathan axe as a cane. Damn kid, now.
Exactly. If it continues on, I mean, the sequel to sequel.
So the kid just holds out his hand, and the axe drags his dad with him. It's like, you're too slow.
Yeah, it's gonna get to that level. I mean, and we'll be there playing it hopefully before we're dead.
That'll be awesome.
For sure.
I want to see. What's his? Why can't I think of his name right now? The dad in God of War. Why can't I think of his name? Kratos. I want to see Kratos.
Yeah.
Like I've let myself go Thor. The beer belly and the long ratty hair.
It's gonna be one of those things.
I'm not a fighter anymore.
It's too fun. So those are our impressions of the showcase. We honestly we were just hanging out today. We did a couple more other videos and we're like, should we do it? We kind of
have to. I mean,
it's a big deal.
There's a lot I want to say about it. I mean, if it had been a snooze fest, we wouldn't be here.
We sat on the couch and we're like, we have to make a video about this. It's kind of like
as soon as the Project Eve trailer was on, I was like, we're making a video.
We're probably making a video.
And then
actually, when the Knights of the Old Republic remake, I was like, damn, we're making a video. It's happening. So, what did you guys think of all the things? And talk about some of the games we didn't mention because we didn't mention everything. Just some of the highlight moments. Let us know down below. So, anyways, guys, until next time.